Good morning. This is the weather hazard briefing for Saturday, September 20th. Thank you for joining us. Taking a look at our key points here, we do have some isolated and scattered showers and storms expected today, becoming more widespread as we get into the day tomorrow. And then as we get into Monday, things will cool down just a little bit, very briefly. After that, normal to above normal temperatures return from Tuesday and into the latter part of next week. Looking at the weather risk outlook, we do have some shower and storm chances today, like I mentioned, for parts of the area. And then as we get into the day on Sunday, things become much more widespread, region-wide, with some of that precipitation lingering to the first half of the day on Monday, and then things dry out as we get into the middle part of next week. Looking at the satellite from across the western U.S. this morning, we do have some mid and high-level clouds in place across the area at the moment. The region will kind of be divided today, with the northern half seeing more sun than clouds, while the southern half will probably see more clouds than sun, especially as we get into the second half of the day today. But much more widespread cloud cover is expected on Sunday. As far as our temperatures are concerned today, generally it's going to be very similar to what we saw on Friday. Maybe a couple of degrees difference here and there, depending on your location, but generally about what we saw yesterday, which is running on the warmer side of normal. As far as winds are concerned, not expecting them to be too much of a concern today. Generally 10 to 15 miles per hour for the most part as far as wind gusts are concerned. The thunderstorms that do develop today don't really appear to have too much potential for producing gusty winds. I mean, we can never rule it out entirely, but the environment doesn't appear too favorable for strong wind with the thunderstorms that do develop today. And as you can see, the primary focus area is going to be basically the southern third of the forecast area today. Generally, areas along the Utah-Nevada borders up towards the lower portions of the Snake Plain and into the Magic Valley today. Those chances are relatively low, generally 10 to 30% for the afternoon hours. As we get into the overnight beyond 6 p.m. and through 6 a.m., you see those precipitation chances start to increase a little bit and shift a little farther to the north. So it does look like we'll get some overnight shower and thunderstorm activity. Not necessarily the most common thing around here, but it's certainly not unheard of. So we probably will have some precipitation around during the overnight hours and into the first part of the day on Sunday. As far as temperatures are concerned tonight, with that increasing cloud cover and precipitation chances, generally kind of puts a blanket on things, and we don't really cool off, don't get ideal cooling during the overnight. So pretty mild overnight low temperatures for most areas, especially in the lower valleys where these values are 10 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. It is late September after all. So as far as temperatures are concerned tomorrow, with the increased cloud cover and higher precipitation chances, those numbers do drop a few degrees from what we're seeing today. So that's certainly noticeable across parts of the area, and Monday will be significantly cooler than this. It does look like winds will get a little bit gusty, as we do have a system that'll be coming through on Sunday with the frontal passage, so that will help to increase the winds a little bit. 15 to 20 miles per hour for the most part, maybe some isolated higher gusts in some of our more windier locations. As far as precipitation potential is concerned, like I said, much more widespread. Everybody has at least a chance of precipitation on Sunday, with the best chances being focused across the higher terrain in the Central Mountains, Eastern Highlands. But as you can see, we still have 40 to 50% rain chances, even in the Magic Valley and Snake Plain tomorrow, with some decent thunderstorm probability. Our highest thunderstorm potential is probably across the eastern half of the area, with a little bit of a bullseye across the eastern and southeastern highlands for tomorrow afternoon. As far as expected rainfall amounts are concerned, looking at about 1/10 to 1/4 inch for the most part, maybe some isolated higher amounts. These will be convective showers and storms, so some places will certainly see more than what's shown here. It just kind of depends on where those thunderstorms set up. But if you do get a thunderstorm, or certainly if we get training thunderstorms over one particular area, could certainly see some precipitation amounts higher than these totals. So it really just kind of depends on how things play out. As we get into Sunday night, Monday morning, we will start to have some clearing, especially across the northern half of the area. So temperatures will start to cool down quite a bit compared to what we see tonight. So the southern and eastern areas might be a little bit slower since we'll still have some lingering clouds and precipitation, but you can see some noticeably cooler values across the northern half of the forecast area. And certainly as we get into Monday night and Tuesday, we'll have some cooler temperatures as well. So the precipitation will mostly be a Sunday midday event and into the early part of the evening hours, but some of that precipitation will linger beyond sunset Sunday and towards daybreak Monday, especially across the eastern third of the area. So we will have some lingering precipitation as the day begins on Monday, but things should clear out over the course of the day. It will be noticeably cooler, however, as most locations will stay in the 60s in all likelihood for the day on Monday, maybe a few 70s here and there, but for the most part, expecting 60s across a good swath of the area on Monday, with a little bit of a breeze as well, 15 miles per hour, maybe 20 in spots on Monday. So it'll certainly be noticeably cooler than what we see on Saturday and Sunday. And again, I mentioned we do have the lingering precipitation chances, generally between 6 a.m. to about 2 p.m. or so. So 20 to 30% rain chances in place, maybe 40 to 50 as you head towards the Wyoming border on Monday. As far as Monday night is concerned, this will be post frontal passage, so much cooler overnight low temperatures as we start our day Tuesday morning, with basically temperatures getting closer to where they should be for this time of year. Like I said, it is late September now, so expecting some upper 30s to say middle 40s across a lot of the lower elevations, with some near freezing temperatures as you head up into the higher terrain of eastern Idaho. Now, as we get into the day Tuesday, high pressure will once again start to build over the area. Temperatures return to right around normal, maybe slightly above normal for Tuesday, with lower to mid 70s returning across a good portion of the region. And basically, we're going to stay within that range here for much of the upcoming week, perhaps getting a little bit warmer than what we see here on Tuesday as we get into the latter part of the week. So pretty high confidence in above normal temperatures continuing for much of next week, and that's what our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook shows, along with at least slightly above normal precipitation chances, and not seeing much sign of that changing with our 8 to 14 day outlook remaining with pretty high probabilities of above normal temperatures and at least some decent precipitation chances as we round out September and head into October. So that's all I have for you this morning. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.